So this was the episode of NXT where we got Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville, two of the biggest baby faces on the NXT roster right now, fighting it out to have a shot at Bo Dallas's NXT Championship. And I have some very interesting thoughts on that match, and you'll see them in the main event segment of this review, brother. But anyway, if you have any comments on this show, please put them in the comment section below. Also in the description box, as per usual, will be a link to this show that I'm reviewing and a link to Brandon Stroud's Best and Worst of NXT column. Let's get started. You know, when I saw Yoshitatsu and Cesaro in the same ring, I was thinking, you know, is there really much point in having Cesaro beat Yoshi at this point, really? But then I saw what happened in the segment and how it played out, and I saw that it was really only used as a plot device to hype a Regal Cesaro match, which apparently is going to be happening at the next set of tapings that they've done, which I believe have already taken place, which includes the 200th episode of NXT. And I am very much looking forward to this match. I mean, you know, you got Cesaro, who's pretty much sending a message to William Regal by beating up Yoshitatsu, who he's beat many, many times right now. But I guess my only thing with this is that, was this really a legit way to start a feud? I mean, so Cesaro has a grudge with Regal now because he pulls Byron Saxton out of the ring after he tried to grab a handful of his collar. Now, is that really a legit way to start a rivalry? You know, it just doesn't really seem like a great way to start a good rivalry, which could be Cesaro and William Regal, in my opinion. But I am there nonetheless still looking forward to the match these two are going to have. Did we really need to have CJ Parker not just interrupt a segment with Bo Dallas, the member of the NXT Breakfast Club, and also a compadre for JBL, the wrestling god? But did we have to have CJ Parker face up against Bo Dallas in a match which Bo Dallas won quickly as well? I don't care how long CJ Parker is on TV. I just don't want him on fucking TV because he freaking sucks and he sucks the life out of every damn segment he's in. And that's a bad thing when you're putting him up against the NXT champion Bo Dallas. I could not care about CJ Parker one bit. Thank God Bo Dallas beat him quickly. Was there really any need for any of this? You could have just added this onto the main event or had another segment on this show. I know it was only a backstage segment, but things are now really heating up between Paige and Emma, in my opinion. I mean, you've now got them going at each other, they're in each other's faces, and this actually does seem like a legit rivalry now. Like, who is the best diva on the NXT roster right now? Is it Paige or is it Emma? And I'm actually legit looking forward to this match. I really can't wait for this one. It's really funny. Over these last couple of months, when I first started watching NXT, Paige was by far my favourite diva. But it's really funny how the evolution is even capturing Mr. Parkin with his business brain. I don't know what's going on, but Emma is now my more favourite diva out of the two. I just love Emma more now. I don't know what it is. It's so stupid, but there we go. Also, it looks like Paige is going to have a match with Natalya next week at some point, possibly, which should be good. They played up this whole, you know, anti-diva versus total divas thing and how Paige is starting to lose respect for Natalya, and Natalya still cares about the business, and she's still trying to be a babyface, and Paige is trying to be a little bit more of a heel, because I guess she's going to be playing more of the heel character in this feud between her and Emma, so that should be interesting as well. I mean, hell, I don't give a shit about any of the stuff they're doing on WWE TV right now. At least I care about the NXT division, and there's even multiple Divas feuds on here that I care about. Good stuff from the Divas division, or Women's division, I'm going to call it from now on, in NXT. So we had this whole, I guess you could say, angle, really. It wasn't really a match. Tyler Breeze versus Kassius Ohno. You know, when I saw these two coming in, I was thinking, oh, rematch from last week. Oh, God, WWE, be a bit more creative than this. But as Kassius Ohno is entering the ring, you have Kassius Ohno being attacked by Alexander Rusev, allowing Tyler Breeze to get the quick win with his one finishing maneuver that he has. I can't remember the name of it. And, you know, if I didn't know Kassius Ohno was being released, which everyone knows by now and it's been reported everywhere, I'd think to myself, you know, Rusev and Ohno, that would be a pretty good feud in my opinion. But I know Kassius Ohno's been released, so I'm kind of thinking, is this the way they're going to write him off TV now? You know, I'm not really sure. But either way, we know that this feud isn't going to happen because Kassius Ohno isn't on TV anymore. So this may have been just their way of writing Kassius Ohno off TV while giving Tyler Breeze a win and making Alexander Rusev looking like a killing machine. Quite literally. Or maybe we could call him the burial machine. Maybe you could work for Triple H. That wouldn't be a bad gimmick for him, really, would it? Let's face it. So apparently, next week, Bayley and a friend are going to be in tag action against Sasha Banks and Summer Rae. I'm guessing Charlotte is going to be involved in this somewhere. So, and you know, I'm saying, Bayley, you know, I'm available. I wouldn't mind getting in the ring with you, Sasha Banks and Summer Rae, especially Summer Rae. Tagging with Bayley, yeah, that's secondary. I want to be in the ring with Summer frickin' Rae. I want to see her dance moves in the ring. But in all seriousness, though, who do you guys think is the friend? I'm just curious as to who you think Bayley's friend could be. Comment down in the comment section below. Let me know. So it looks like Hunico and Camacho are being fast-tracked to be the #1 contenders to Ascension's NXT Tag Team Championships. And they came back last week in a very short jobber match, and now they're beating the Ascension. So you can tell by that alone, they're getting fast-tracked to the #1 contendership. You know what? We need tag teams in NXT. I mean, we don't have any. That's the problem. The problem with the Ascension is they're becoming very uninteresting champions because they don't really have any legitimate challengers that you feel could beat them, and they're becoming very uninteresting. Much like, Dolph Ziggler's reign as Intercontinental or US champion a while back. Much like Antonio Cesaro's reign as the US champion. Didn't really have any legitimate challengers, so it really made their title run very uninteresting. And that's what it's been like for the Ascension so far. I think they're perfect tag champions in NXT, but they haven't got any challengers right now. And they're grooming Hunico and Camacho upon their return to be a babyface tag team to face them down the line. I like the fact they're pushing these two as a tag team, but Hunico and Camacho as a babyface tag team? Really? Didn't they just get beat 2-on-1 by Great Khali on SmackDown a few weeks back? I'm just saying. So forgive me for not being too interested in a Hunico and Camacho feud with the Ascension for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Hunico and Camacho get the roll-up win here. This is now going to be a feud. I'm thinking, oh God, if I don't have any interest in this match, I'm definitely not going to have any interest in their match later, which is definitely going to be a more competitive match for the NXT Championships. And now we get to the main event of the show, which was AJ Neville versus Sami Zayn for the #1 contendership to the NXT Championship, currently held by face of NXT, Bo freaking Dallas. You know what? I'll give NXT credit here. They actually did a pretty good job of, at the start of the show, making this feel like a big match. They had a long 2 or 3 minute video package which highlighted everything that happened last week and how we got to this point. And we got the same video package again before the match, which to me was a little bit pointless because we'd already seen it at the start of the show. Not just that, but we had an interview with Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville where they put over their friendship, but at the end of the day basically said they both want to get to the NXT Championship and they'll go through each other and do whatever they can to get there. Once again, Adrian Neville really wasn't that good in this promo, and I don't really think he's a very good actor. But there you go. His strength is his in-ring skill, so let's mainly focus on that. Promo skills is something he really needs to improve on, really. I don't think the accent helped. That's just me as a Southern English person from Peterborough. As for the match itself, wow. The crowd were quite hyped for this one. You could see, you've got 2 big baby faces here, Adrian Neville, and you've got Sami Zayn, who's a bit more over, but the crowd were really hyped for this one. And they did some really good stuff in this match, But the reason why I kind of got put off this match so much, and I know people are going to hate me saying this, but it felt like an ROH match. It was a match, and it was just full of high spots. Every fucking thing they did, it was high spot, 10 seconds later, high spot, 30 seconds later, high spot. And I'm just like, try and tell a story. Use psychology. Stop going for the high spots. Do a couple of high spots by all means, but don't have 10 high spots in the match. It just annoyed me so much, personally. But, the high spots were a great way of getting the crowd really hyped, which they were throughout this match. This crowd was very good today. Adrian Neville gets the win in a match which could have been good, but in my opinion, just got too full of high spots for its own good. And it's just a shame also that this kind of already got spoiled because I already knew that Bo Dallas and Adrian Neville were going to be fighting for the NXT Championship next week on the 200th episode. Maybe I should stop reading dirt sheets a bit more often, so it's probably my fault. But in all honesty, I think at this point in time, I would rather see Adrian Neville versus Bo Dallas right now, as it kind of feels like a new match, and save Sami Zayn versus Bo Dallas, which is, I guess, where Sami Zayn is actually going to win that belt down the line. Save that for a later date. Use this as another obstacle for Sami Zayn to overcome to actually get to Bo Dallas. That is, if they don't give him the Daniel Bryan treatment and then put him back to the mid-card. And, well, you kind of know what I'm saying. We don't know what's going on with that yet, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of people may be a little bit upset that maybe this won't go somewhere for Sami Zayn, but I have a feeling it will. He is the most over guy on the roster. They kind of have to give him the belt down the line, really. He is the best face challenger for that belt, in my opinion. But, it is the 200th episode. It is a landmark episode. And as James Morehouse, aka the Black Rose 1991, said on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, on the 200th episode, generally they have a title change. So I'm thinking whether or not the title is going to change on that show, whether or not Sami Zayn is going to win it down the line or not, who really knows? But anyway, that's my thoughts on the main event. Could have been really good, but just full of high spots and just lacked storytelling and psychology because there were so many fucking high spots. Can't fault the work, can't fault the communication, can't fault the timing or anything. Just too full of high spots. Felt like I was watching another ROH match. And quite frankly, I want to stay away from ROH as much as fucking possible. Okay, so I don't really know what to think about this show. I like the direction NXT are going in some occasions. You know, like Cesaro and William Regal can be a good special attraction match in NXT, in my opinion. Did they really have to do CJ Parker versus Bo Dallas? You know, Paige and Emma feud, that's looking like it's coming to a head at some point down the line. You know, the Hunico Camacho versus the Ascension. Hell, I'm not really interested in that. But there are a couple of things in NXT, 2 or 3, 4 good things that I'm looking forward to going into the future, even though there's a couple of things I'm really not all that bothered about on NXT, which is a real shame. But this show this week, I really don't know how to explain it because there was a couple of segments I really didn't care about, and you had the main event, which I was a little bit iffy on, so it's a difficult show for me personally to judge. What's more important to me, though, guys, is how you felt about the show. Please let me know down in the comment section below. If you agree or disagree with my thoughts on the main event, again, please let me know, and we'll have a discussion in the comment section or something, which should be a good little back and forth. If you disagree with all my high spot talk and everything, just let me know down in the comment section below. I've been Mr. Parker, and this has been another NXT review. See you same time next week. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.